gonna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low. Now, if you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Sleeping in the back of a van, roaming in the wilderness. We don't ever need a plan. We'll be alright, just you and I. Singing from the top of our lungs, dancing by the lakeside. Gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome. That's time I realized I had turned off the sound on the thingamajig. Let's fix that right away. The beautiful music of Britannia. Lower the damn volume. There we go. That's better. Music in place. Sound is flowing. And we're gonna be doing the tank role quest for Endwalker today. So let's get to it. There's a lot to cover, and it's right about it, right here. Right here, I don't have to go anywhere. The Blasphemy Hunter. Hopefully, no weird beasts or anything to do. Outrageous voices today. It's just normal people. I don't think I'm gonna be that lucky. Anyway, take it away. All liaison, Raza Hansen, word of your arrival. But I can scarcely believe our luck. Are you truly here to help us bring this wicked blasphemy to heel? Then there's hope for us yet. I shall fetch the elder Seatsier at once. She's leading the hunt, and I'm certain she'll be most eager to see you. Full glad am I to welcome you in good health and good spirits, Kidra. On behalf of all Gridania, I need to... I'm gonna do voices, I can't have it go on its own. You will forgive me for doing further formalities, as time is of the essence. I shall share with you what little we know of this elusive scourge. Following the events in Thafnir, we received a report that an unidentified man had fallen into fits on the road before transforming into a beast most foul. A blasphemy, we soon determined. Eyewitnesses to subsequent attacks spoke of patterns on its skin reminiscent of heavy chains, and thus we named it Gleipnir, or the creature of legend. It emerges from the brush without warning, bringing destruction and tragedy to those unfortunate enough to be near. Ere we can respond, it retreats into hiding, leaving no trace for us to follow. The elementals cry out for us to rid the forest of this wicked presence. Yet even if we tracked it to its lair, I fear besting the beast will be no simple matter. How so? The wounds on Gleipnir's victims are tainted by corruption. We can but conclude that the fiend's fangs, claws, and horns are all imbued with a powerful poison. The smallest scratch sends the afflicted into fits, and death soon follows. Mayhap you know of the creeping death? The effect of Gleipnir's vile poison bear more than a passing similarity to the symptoms of that deadly plague. It swept through the childhood many years ago. The sick found their skin covered in chain-like patterns and spent their final moments in excruciating pain. It was long before I came to Gridania, while people still speak of it with dread. Is it true that the disease spared not a single hero? Very nearly, yes. Before the remainder were taken, we were able to devise a cure from the Glimshroom. Slow though it was, the scars of this tragedy could then begin to heal. Gleipnir threatens to reopen old wounds, I fear. Yet despite the similarity between the blasphemy's corruption and the creeping death's marks, it is unclear how these two phenomena are related, if at all. Both conjuring and white magic here have failed to abate the poison spread. To confront Gleipnir now would place our soldiers at risk of grievous injury. Forgive me, Elder sits here, but this appears to be urgent. What? Again? Gleipnir has struck once more in the North Shroud. The Whalers came too late to see the beast themselves, but the man it attacked yet lives. They are bringing him to Falgord Float as we speak. And we must meet them there. Will you accompany us, Kidra? Ethelmere should be able to appraise us of the details upon arrival. Let's get to it. Olga sits here. You honor us with our presence. I cannot thank you enough for coming all this way. Given the circumstances, I would not leave this to another. Where is the wounded man? Outside of the bobbing cork, being attended by one of our healers. Healers or healers? Healers. He's a capable healer, but I worry this is beyond his abilities. I shall do all in my power to aid him. In turn, I may have need of your assistance as well. I ask you to stay close, both of you. Let's go. Gotta tell you, Elmer. You'll find the victim on the eaves of the bobbing cork. One of our heroes is doing what he can, but will surely not begrudge any help you can offer. Bobbing Cork. That's a great name for an inn or a bar. The Bobbing Cork. That's just delightful. The squishy sound is my Ultros. No, not here. Hell is this? Outside, literally? Yeah, outside. I'll go here. He's a hardy soul, but I am utterly at a loss. While I manage to heal his wounds, the poison lingers. I fear the worst is yet to come. When I remove his clothes for treatment, I recognize the chains. If this is indeed the creeping death, do not lose heart. I shall spare no effort. Rest for now. We may have need of your talents ere long. Shigos, man. Shigos. A bloody swarm of them. That came from the East Gate. Shigos are known as carriers of the creep. Shigos are known as the carriers of the creeping death. The villagers are on edge. They think the Valkyrie harbingers of another another plague, they may panic. Pray see to the Chigos. I shall remain here with the victim. I thought that the Chigos thing was coming from the man. So I gave him like a pained voice, but no. It came as an alarm for somewhere else. Chigos! I'm here for you, Chigos! Chigos, 3 a pop! They were near Alder Springs. A whole swarm of them, like an army getting ready for war. Bringing the creeping death like as not. Folk have been dropping dead with no rhyme or reason. And I'm not about to join them, no sir. Came running back as fast as my legs would carry me. Be bitten. I will show you a hero if so. Not a single hole that doesn't belong. You can be sure. You best do something about that swarm though. But that we could, but keeping the gate man is our priority. We have not the numbers to spare for a hunting party. By the time the reinforcements arrive, it may be too late. We'll deal with the Chigos. The one who calls the greater number owes the other a flagon of ale. I? Okay. I commend your bravery. Godspeed, and don't get bitten. We're gonna hunt Ichigos. Either strawberries or just clones of the main character from Bleach. Swear to God, that's the first thing that came to mind. This little merchant. Easy. Well, be praised. And you, I am bearing a cure for the creeping death, but it's a little use against the actual death. Aye, that's why I've come. I heard tell of a man suffering from a common pains at Falgord Float. Sounds an opportunity for philanthropy, and a touch of profit, I'll admit. But if what you say is true, his condition demands a much swifter pair of feet than mine. Could you bring the medicine to him in my stead? No need for payment this time, of course. Big Pharma getting involved. You saved my life, and one good turn deserves another. I only hope the cure works as well as purported. As for me, I'll be on my way, and give any Valkyrie spy a wide berth. Thank you for calling the Chigos. Alas, our patient's condition has yet to improve, and it is all we can do to keep him from succumbing to the poison. I know this medicine. It was once used to treat the creeping death. Given his symptoms, it may well prove effective here as well. Does it transform him instead into a vile monstrosity? It works quite quickly upon the body, as I recall. Hold on just a little while longer, my friend. The medicine will soon relieve your pain. It hurts! It hurts! Ah! Why? Why? The man's shrieks die in his throat as his body is racked by violent convulsions. He then falls still and quiet, as if his breath was snatched from his chest. That's not a nice way to go. Holy crap, this is dark. Oh, have mercy. At the very least, his suffering is over. If we were quicker to deliver the medicine, would he have lived? Nay, I think not. He was doomed from the moment the poison entered his blood, as will be the others if we do not gain an understanding of our foe. Let this tragedy not be in vain, but serve as a lesson. Though the effects of Glaibnia's corruption resemble a creeping death, it is clear that the two share little else in common. The poison burns through the body more quickly than any disease. Too deadly is it to be borne by creatures so fragile as Chigos, or any other besides. That ain't exactly true. There's a lot of creatures in our world that deliver some nasty poisons. Venoms. Or parasitic infections, or a whole lot of, nasty things. That is one less possibility the people need to fear. It is a shame a life was lost, but this knowledge may help us ensure that others are not. That word, but do so with delicacy. In these troubled times, fear and despair can drive even the goodiest of souls to desperate ends. Glaibnia is the only blasphemy known to us in Gridania. For now, we must do our utmost to stop him from sowing further discord. Understood, Elder sits here. I'll give this man a proper burial before sharing what we've discovered. Ascertaining Glaibnia's whereabouts is still a primary concern. Let us return to the Adder's Nest, for information shall be our most reliable weapon in the days ahead, and there is no better place to acquire it. Buddy. Glaibnia has been sighted in various locales. And though we are reviewing every report, we suspect most are erroneous. Fear has a way of making one jump at shadows. It will take some time before we have determined which reports merit a more involved investigation. Until then, I ask that you stay vigilant and keep your eyes peeled for any sign of the blasphemy. Can I switch? No. Not a bad amount of gil. Give voice. The keeper of the entwined serpents is eager to resume the hunt. We'll follow up on every report concerning Glaibnia, even those that beggared belief. The most promising... Wow, why am I reading so badly tonight? The most promising suggests the blasphemy is currently stuck in the South Shroud. We're to proceed there at once, but there is no telling what it might strike again. The other 6 years already en route to Roots Lake. Let us not keep her waiting. Greetings, Gudra. As luck would have it, my sister Ryao frequents Camp Tranquil. We would do well to meet with her first, for she may have knowledge of this threat that can aid us in our search. It's been too long, Ryo. Honey, I was afraid the situation might force your arrival. Would that this reunion was under more joyous circumstances. It is heartening to see her joined by the bearer of Atoa's will. Unfortunately, Glaben's poison cannot be cured by any healing force known to us, as I'm sure you have already learned. Nevertheless, I have faith that together we will find a way to defeat it. Every moment is critical, so let us dispense with further pleasantries. Have you received word of Glaben's whereabouts? I have. He recently ambushed a poor traveler who succumbed to his wounds soon thereafter. A tragic and increasingly common tale. No others in Camp Tranquil have come to harm, but some claim they feel a presence in the distant trees, staring at them with malicious intensity. They struggle to find the courage to enter beyond the safety of the camp, while its victims exhibit symptoms reminiscent of the creeping death. Glaben's corruption seems only to affect those who have been assaulted by the blasphemy itself. We have yet to confirm a single instance of it spreading from one individual to another. That's somewhat reassuring, but it will provide little comfort to the people here, I think. If Glaben comes, any defense we mount will come at a great cost. Those who fall wounded will invariably die. I am at a loss, and the people under my care can see it. They grow tense and bicker amongst themselves, so accuse me of standing idly by while this monster roams free, as if I'm not doing all I can. I apologize. Would that I had come to you sooner. Would there were more I could offer you. Not every burden is yours to bear, Kane. He's right. It's the duty of all the Seedseers to face this threat, and so we should do so together, with the aid of the elementals as well. Under different circumstances, I would agree, but their strength has waned since the calamity, and I am reluctant to impose upon them. Indeed, when I open my thoughts to the elementals, I shudder to hear their distress. Once we have laid low the blasphemy, the elementals will be at peace. Well then, how do you propose we go about that? First, allow me to speak with the people and assure them that all will be well. That Gridani's resolve to weather this storm remains steadfast. No road is closed to those true of heart. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that you'd begin with an earnest and heartfelt appeal. For my part, I also reach out to Arun. Perhaps together we can find a way to offer similar comfort to the elementals. I have no doubt we will require their assistance in the days ahead. Thank you, sister. May the 12 watch over and keep you both. May I trouble to accompany me? The presence of a storied hero will surely lend credence to my claims that the people's difficulties will soon be at end. We will attend to that. I shall gather information on a camp from the Wood Whalers stationed here. Pray look for me at the camp proper when you have finished. Time to help Kane. If we are to convince the people that they need not live in fear of Gleipnir, then my words alone may be insufficient. I do not confirm myself as an imposing figure blessed with martial prowess, to say the least. You, on the other hand, are renowned as a peerless warrior who has triumphed in countless trials. Simply looking on your features fills me with the confidence that this crisis too shall pass. I try. I do my best. I pray you stay by my side, that those we speak with might be joyed by your presence. Kanasena is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side. You know, yeah, sure. Yeah. It's sitting pretty with their guards and finery. What do they care if a beastie is out running amok? They'll be fine. That's what they're doing. Nothing while it hunts us. We'll be fools to trust our lives to those who don't care a whit. Aye, past time we went south. Listen, no doubt they don't pretend to look out for the common man. Oh, there's seats here. I was just I promise you that we're sparing no effort in our hunt for Gleipnir. However, it will take time, and more may suffer before the beast is laid low. Nevertheless, I ask you to place your faith in me, if only a little while longer. I love the 12th Wood and her people with all my heart, and I will not let our enemy torment us forever. I understand. Man's gotta give voice to his word from time to time, I think I want less to abandon my home. I'll stick around. For now. Ooh, that was rough. Single scratch is enough to spell one's doom, they say. Nothing but to wait for death to come. How can we face a beast like that? Do not give in to despair, my friend. Know that I shall do all in my power to see us through this crisis. Hold fast to hope, and encourage others to do so as well. I'll try, Elder Seatsier, I'll try. I know you've placed yourself at risk leaving the safety of the city and coming here, and that means a lot to me and mine. I'll stay close to the whalers and pray news of your triumph reaches us soon. Thank you. I promise you that it will not be long. Don't go making those promises, Kane. There's still a bunch of quests left. We don't know. I saw it. A gargantuan beast stuck in the woods with horns the size of my leg. What's to stop it from coming here to fill its belly? Gleipnir will do no such thing, I swear. I shall see to it personally the blasphemy does not come within a palm of this village. Keep heart, for brighter days lie ahead of us. Truly, Elder Seatsier? Perhaps I've let my imagination get the better of me. You're a beacon in these dark times. I pray you restore the peace soon. I shall, you can be certain. Will that be all for now, Elder Seatsier? It will. I have done what I can to quell the unrest. But so long as Gleipnir lives, they will never be at peace. Anything under your helps, it's true. Indeed, you're correct. Today was a welcome reminder of that truth, and an important step in our journey. Mayhap I should visit with these settlements more often. Doubtless some here think me as distant as the elementals. So rarely do they see me in the outer reaches. You have served me admirably as protectors thus far, for which I am grateful. Yet until we found and laid Gleipnir low, I must continue to impose upon your goodwill. There's no imposition, Elder Seatsier. You saved me on the killing fields of Cardno. My life is yours, now and always. Your life is your own to command, but I thank you for your words and your conviction, which fills me with confidence that the path we walk is true. Even if the path takes us far afield. Did I ever tell you that when I was a young student, I would often steal into the woods with a dear friend of mine, much to the chagrin of our teacher? Deep down, I suspect there is still a part of me that yearns to wander where I should not. There's an adventurer in you. Hey, look at that! Look at this! I hope it. Yeah, Lander. Landinal, there we go. Elder Seatsier. No, I can't give this guy more of Elder Seatsier, word from the border. We've got ourselves a right bloody mess by the sound of it. What has happened? Per your earlier instructions, the whalers clustered the roads to all travel with the scour the woods for signs of Glaipnir. But now a group of locals are demanding to be let through into Thanalan. They're terrified by the sound of it, screaming about the creeping death and God knows what else. Despair grips their heart. If it consumes them wholly, then we may have yet more blasphemies to contend with. I will speak with them. While rumors fuel their panic, and with truth and compassion will I convince them to see the reason and return to their homes. If anyone can, it's you, Eldest Hitzia. We're doing our best to keep them calm for now, but my man's words paint the grim picture. I pray you make your way to the border as quickly as you can. Back to Landano. See what he says. Hey, buddy. Follow the road south. You'll find them soon enough. My men are doing what they can, but we're soldiers, not mediators. So no recognition to me from the quest of the thing and the stuff. There we go. Let us through, damn you! We're standing here with a creeping death nipping at our heels. You're telling us to die. Those rumors are false. The elder Sitsi herself sent word that the creeping death is not responsible for the recent incidents. You mustn't surrender to panic. Return to your homes where we'll deal with the threat, and pay no heed to baseless stories. Stories? Stories? I've seen that with my own eyes. Don't tell me what it is and isn't true. Hearken to me, my friends. I come before you now to assure you that the creeping death has not returned. Only those that have been wounded by Glaipnir are in danger. So I beseech you to take shelter in your homes until the threat has passed. Glaipnir? The beast I saw in the wood? We have to run. It could have followed us. You saw him? Where? Not far from here. Those glistening horns, those terrible chains, reaching out to drag you to the seventh hell. We ran and never looked back. But don't worry, it didn't catch any of us. No one smart, see? That means we're safe, right? But say we weren't quite fast enough. What then? Its horns and claws are where the poison resides, and even a scratch could be cause for concern. Even a little scratch. And it's too late for me. Is that why my body feels like it's on fire? You told me the branches tripped you up. You said that's how it happened. You said. Oh, heavenly winds, guide us to the font of strength. May we drink from it and be made whole. Healing Hadouken! I don't feel any better. Do it again. Do it again. It hurts. Help me. Conjuring has no effect. There can be no mistake. This is Glaipnir's doing. Even so, I ask that you do not lose heart. Stay strong, for if we surrender to fear, the beast has already won. That's kind of easy for you to say. No, I don't want to die. Please help me. Ah! Ooh, beastie. Get back. You said it wasn't. Why? Why? Liars! Liars, all of you! None of us are safe! None of us will! Ah! Oh, bugger. Despair made manifest. 12 for Fend. Is there naught that can be done for these poor souls? Nope. They're buggered. But one thing I know. We must lay them to rest. Contain the threat. Those designs are scary as hell. I'll take care of them. They are at peace. Would I had not come to this, I was powerless to prevent it. You did all you could, Elder Seatseer. Is that what's going to happen to us? Is there no hope? What you witnessed was the fate of those who fall to the deepest despair. It feeds upon grief and anguish, and is more deadly than Gleipnir herself. But as I swore to you, we shall defeat the blasphemy that haunts our homeland. So too do I swear that despair will not be the end of us. Keep the faith and look to the horizon, for brighter days will come. As you say, Elder Seatseer, as you say, Gleipnir is not here, so you are free to return to your homes. But I urge you to take care on the path back. We will, Elder Seatseer. The storm has passed, but a darker tempest rolls in the distance. So long as the specter of despair looms, the people will struggle to take any word of comfort to heart. We will see more tragedies like this. The elementals too cry out for a solution. The longer we struggle to resolve this crisis, the more innocent lives we put at risk. Ryo said we would need to turn to the elementals for assistance. And I know now she was right. And so I will seek audience with the Great One. The Rock? Are you gonna see Dwayne go one-on-one with the Great One? Is there gonna be elemental coming? If you smell! Well, the elementals are cooking. That's so dumb. Kane Sena is going one-on-one with the Great One. However, there are preparations I must attend to first. I shall make the proper ablutions at Lotus Stand. I pray return to the Other's Nest and wait for my summons. Await my summons too. I'm reading really well tonight. I can say this for the for this quest line, it has a lot more fighting than the Melee DPS one. The Melee DPS one has a badass final fight, but the rest of it is a whole lot of talking. And I was with my monk. I was like, no hitting people. I like Gridania a lot. Though my home, my heart will forever be Ul'dah. I wouldn't mind living in Gridania. Despite our best efforts, we have been unable to prevent further loss of life. I foresee even greater hardship ahead. As we press on, we mustn't forget the words of the other seats here. We must strive to remain undaunted in the face of despair. She is preparing for her communion with the Great One, the Rock. When the time is right, she will call upon us both. Until then, my friend, stay strong. Gift undone. The tired eyes and slumped shoulders of the keeper of the twin serpents bespeaks weariness. The situation has worsened since last we spoke, only 30 seconds ago. Gleipnir grows bolder in his attacks, and the conjurers are spread thin in their efforts to attend to the victims. Moreover, we are no closer to finding a means to counteract the blasphemy's poison. With no choice but to wait until death claims them, some are overwhelmed by the hopelessness, of being mad beasts that lash out their former countrymen. Such tragedies all too easily beget further tragedy, as bereaved loved ones are in turn overcome and share in the same horrid fate. The people speak of these incidents in hushed whispers, afraid that at any moment a monster might appear within their midst. Indeed, let us hope that the other Seatseer's efforts to enlist the aid of the elementals are successful, and that united we may at last cleanse the 12th of this evil once and for all. Oh, I'm getting a call. Yes? Urgent news, Kidral. Gleipnir has ambushed a party of wood whalers. They are engaged with the blasphemy near the Guardian Tree, where the Great One slumbers. This bodes ill. Has it divined the other seer's intent? Is it attempting to prevent her from communing with the elementals? Bah. In any event, we cannot let Gleipnir harm the tree. The other Seer bade us rendezvous with her at Sorrel Haven. We'll leave at once. It's margarine. Oh, where the heart is. I'll accept this. Just to do it later. Those are different places for buying houses and such. I need to go work it. Chocobo! Actually, that was a Moogle. Why am I saying Chocobo? No, that's the Chocobo where you get the Chocobo. Added arms and armor are strewn across the ground, but there is no other trace of man or blasphemy. Yeah, you said that. I see. I think I know what happened here, though I pray that I am wrong. There is no sign of the wood wearers save their arms and armor. Seasoned warriors would never cast aside their equipment. But here it lies, and I see not a single body. In the face of certain death, Even the bravest among us can succumb to despair. Before the blasphemy's poison took them, they transformed and rolled out. Gleipnir could not have gone far. He may be watching us even now. Be on your guard. The air is thick with corruption. If the wood whalers come to a man, then we can expect a hard fight. Though I dread the thought of hunting our brave soldiers, we cannot allow the creatures they have become to roam free. Let us form 2 groups to more quickly track down and call the beasts. Once we have finished, we shall regroup under the boughs of the guardian tree. 2 of you will be a group and I will be another, yeah. Figured that was going to be the case. You're going to leave the hard work to me. No rest for the wicked hero. You find no trace of whaler turned beasts. Okay. Over my back, wind the Wultros. There we go. All clear. Now to talk with the Rock. Great Spirit, Dwayne Johnson. Our work is done then. The loss of so many brave souls is tragic, but now they are at peace, and the guardian tree is safe. Let us take comfort in that. And I pray that the Great One will hear my plea. Although sits here, are you hurt? The Great One is filled with fear, an all-consuming fear unlike I have ever felt. It spoke unto me, and its words were a clarion. Drive the evil away. Drive the evil away. You're not gonna help? I can think of naught else, so we will not receive the aid we seek. Not until we can dispel the dread that claws at the forest's very heart. These elementals are kind of useless. No, this was our last hope. We are not alone. Oh, that looks badass. There can be no mistake. This is the profane beast, the blasphemy that has mired the 12th in despair. Gleipnir. Stay back! It makes for the guardian tree. We must stop it. Poison! You mustn't let it touch you. Such fearsome strength. Let's go, buddy. You and me. No holds barred. Hope that echo doesn't take too long. In accordance with our covenant, we Pajal have been blessed by the elementals. From the moment we are chosen, we are bound to act as mediators between man and nature. The most skilled among us are honored as seat seers, and it is their duty to guide Gridania through times both poor and prosperous. I cannot say which of you will be found more worthy. In my estimation, you both have the potential to become seat seers. Of that, I become more certain by the day. But I don't want to be a seat seer. I never wanted to be a Pajal either. I never asked for any of this. Why can't I live a normal life like everyone else? How come I don't get to grow old? Why was I cursed with these ugly horns? I like them. And maybe we didn't choose to be born this way. But I don't think it makes us that different from everyone else. It's a rare gift. A blessing even. And if we can use it to help others, then we should. Don't give up on being seat seer, Kane. We'd all be worse for it. Blessing? I never thought of it that way. Suppose I just hated not having a choice. But maybe you're right. And you return, he's playing piñata with you. On. Ew. The matron is merciful. The other seat seer has fallen unconscious, but is otherwise unharmed. The blasphemy must not have touched her, for I do not see the telltale mark of poison. Still, I am no healer, and she should be looked after by those who are. I shall carry her back to Gridania. We must leave her before Gleipnir returns. Await me at Adder's Nest. I got some questions for Miss Seats here. Like, Gleipnir seems to be a buddy of yours. there we go. I didn't have to return on my own. Allow me to thank you again for your assistance. The other Sitseer has been delivered into the care of Esumiyan, and by the grace of the elementals, will she make a full recovery. In fact, she has already regained consciousness, but is not yet allowed to receive visitors. We can but wait for now. God damn it, I was useless. I could do nothing while the other Sitseer faced Gleipnir alone. I was to be her shield. That I stand before you while she lies abed is proof of my failure. She's still alive, dude, and she still needs you. You truly are the hero of whom the bards sing, aren't you? You suffered terrible trials, yet you still stand tall and resolute. Thank you for your counsel. How close I came to forgetting the lessons of my past. I've spoken of it to few. Truth be told, it brings me shame to recall it. I fought at Cartano, not as a soldier of the Origin Alliance, but as a conscript in the Garlean Imperial Army. Clad in armor and magitech, another drop in a sea of pitiless metal. You grow numb to the violence and the killing out of necessity. It becomes routine. Work to earn your next meal. But then the moon shattered and the dragon emerged. And when the dust had settled, I was another body clinging to life among the fallen. I remember staring at the burning sun above, growing weaker, wondering if the heat or an Origin blade would finish the job. It wasn't death that came, but salvation. I was delivered from my well-earned fate by the other Sitseer. She deigned to save a man who once bared steel against her people. Her kindness didn't end there. Once my wounds had healed, she welcomed me with open arms. Never did she regard me with distrust, nor did she ever make me feel obliged to repay her debt. She fought not to take life, but safeguard it. Through our friendship, I came to see the wisdom in that distinction, and pledged my remaining years to her service. To would have accomplished nothing to throw myself against Gleipnir in vain. And even if there was profit to be found in the sacrifice, she would not abide it. Your words serve to remind me of this. We will defeat the blasphemy, aye. And we will do so without forsaking that which we hold dear. This I swear. I like these characters. I really wish to know this guy's name. Joel, the other Sitseer has grown strong enough to receive visitors. Come, we must go to Stillglade Fane at once. Redania. To the altar. Oh, there we go. Other Sitseer, it fills my heart with joy to see you in better health. I am gladdened by your presence as well, my friend. And lest you wonder, know that the conjurers found no trace of the poison in my humors. If you are ready, I will resume our search for Gleipnir. They may be up to the task, but you are not. This just one thing to engage in conversation, quite enough to go gallivanting about the 12th hunting a blasphemy. I am aware you are a conjurer of surpassing skill. I would not presume to gainsay your judgment, but have my wounds not healed? Those visible to the naked eye, perhaps. I worry that the strain of your communion with the Great One has taken a toll on you in ways we may struggle to perceive. The Great One is a being of purest ether, and you were exposed to its unbridled despair, its raw terror. There may be consequences. I am aware of that, but Gleipnir must be stopped. Until the blasphemy is laid low, people will continue to die. How am I to carry out my duties close to here? How am I to deliver the forest and its people from this despair? It's your duties that demand you remain. I understand your frustration, but if you were to fall in battle, if your guiding light you bear, weird way of writing it, would be if the guiding light you bear. If your guiding light you bear were to fade, then Ogredania would be lost. Rest, Kane. Rest and gather your strength, so that when the time comes, you are fit to do what must be done. In the meantime, trust your allies. You are right. That said, I see no reason I cannot join in planning our next step. As you said before, conversation is quite unlike gallivanting about on a hunt. Our encounter with Gleipnir has made it plain that we cannot hope to triumph over it as we are. Only with the Great One's power can we achieve victory. When the Seventh Summer Calamity was nigh, the Great One committed a portion of its boundless strength to extend the barrier over heaven and earth, the limit hedge. The limit hedge. I'm sitting a bit behind my mic, so not seeing correctly. I need to fix that. The ermine hedge. Thus was the 12th would spare the worst. If we could convince it to again lend us even a small measure of that power, we would not need fear the poison. Therefore, I believe we should pour our efforts into placating the elementals, that we might earn their favor. Quieting work before. Ah, of course. You are the inheritor of Ottawa's will. Ryao and Arun praised the wisdom and bravery you displayed that day. Is it bad that I don't remember what the hell he's talking about atoms of whatever's will? I don't remember it. Indeed, we were nearly overrun by the creatures the Great One called to its defense. But this time is different. The Great One quakes with such fear that it cannot even bear to behold its enemy, let alone fight it. And so, we must first find a way to dispel this fear that binds it. And to reassure it that together we can defeat Gleipnir. Only then will it hearken to our words. Mention the Echo. I think too that we must gain greater understanding of what drives Gleipnir. It seems to bear a resentment towards the elementals. The Great One in particular. Why? I have pondered this question myself. Lingering memories of the person Gleipnir once was may be responsible. Reports from Russet Hound suggest that it's likely the case, in fact. If we could but ascertain the original identity of the blasphemy, but where are we even to begin our investigation? I had a vision with the Echo. You were granted a vision of Gleipnir's past, and I was there. Then I may know who he is, or was. As do I. The boy who trained along Kane in her youth. Yasura Supin. After all these years, is this what became of him? Ah, you mentioned him briefly before. Were you close? Yasura was Pajal, like me, but he had never known his parents, and devoted himself wholly to his studies. He embraced the role the forest had bestowed upon him, and truth be told, was a much better student than I ever was. A fair assessment. Despite your esteemed heritage, you never took to my lessons as well as he, ever dreaming of the outside world, stealing off into the woods more times than I can count. I cannot keep watch over you at all hours, not even if I tried. The elder sits here, a rebellious spirit. I can scarce imagine it. I resented being a Pajal. It was inconceivable to me that I could not live among the others, and I did not scruple to express my misgivings to Esumiyan at every opportunity. Iasura was a pillar of constant support. It was thanks to his encouragement that I at last embraced my destiny and resolved to use my gifts for the greater good. We would become seat seers together, I believed, until one fateful day, when we were gathering herbs in the forest at Esumiyan's behest. We met a wanderer hailing from a distant land, who told us his beloved was with child, and he had traveled to Gridania to beseech the Great One for a painless birth. He asked us to guide him to the Guardian Tree. However, entry into such sacred places was not ours to permit, and there was something odd about his demeanor besides. With regret, I refused him, but Easura was loath to turn away a goodly stranger in need. He agreed to guide the man, despite my protestations. I ran to Esumiyan as fast as I could, and together we made haste to the Guardian Tree. We found the man motionless on the ground, having succumbed to the Great One's rage. And next to him was Easura, alive but unconscious. In time he recovered and related the whole story. In truth, the man had been an adventurer, a seeker of wealth and glory, and as he had knelt to make false supplications, he lunged forward to tear a branch from the Guardian Tree. He was yet a child, and Easura had no inkling of the darkness that could dwell within men's hearts. He learned the lesson that day, but the price he paid for it was great indeed. The Great One stripped Easura of his horns, and with them the right to call himself Bajal. I was forced to expel him from the fane. I never saw him again, nor heard a word of what had become of him, though not for lack of trying. Despite his hardships, did he remain in Twelvefoot all this time, I wonder? He dreamed of naught else but becoming Seatseer, of a life in service to the people and the forest. He knew the weight of the responsibility and was eager to bear it. But he was deprived of that purpose by the very elementals he loved. And yet, he did not lose that will to serve, I suspect, and instead resolved to watch over the Twelvefoot in his own way. I shudder to think what could have hastened his transformation into Gleipnir, as if his life was not harsh enough. In our final conversation, Easura confided to me that he will search for a means to calm the Great One's rage and earn absolution. To that end, he said he would seek the counsel of the Mughals. They have called the Twelvefoot home far longer than we have, and so none are more like to have knowledge of its most hidden workings. That comes as no surprise. He would not give up so easily on his dream. Even if the Mughals know not of Easura, they may be able to help us in other ways. We will travel to the Bramble Patch in my stead, Cadrell. I have faith they will accept you with the characteristic aplomb. Yeah, I know the Mughals. We're buddies. I have fought the Great King Mog and released them from him. The good King Mog. a peculiar face you have, Koopo. Familiar, too. You wouldn't be the same sort of who gave the legendary Moogle Guard what for, would you? Quadrille, was it? Yeah, I beat the crap out of them. Aha! It is an honor to meet you. Allow me to thank you personally for bringing that silliness to an end. Pokwapika is the name. What brings you to our neck of the 12th My, what a pleasant coincidence. We were just discussing how we ought to go calming about calming the elementals, Koopo. Blasphemy with the dreadful horns has got them on edge, and for good reason. I've had to ask my personal god here to sleep with one eye open, gripping your pillow tight. In case you haven't noticed, the beast's corruption has been spreading all through the woods. Needless to say, we all got to stand up and put the 12th to rights. Raya also suggested that the Moogles contribute by scouring the forest for even the smallest sign of taint. Got to cleanse it before it gets out of hand, you know? Difficult and time-consuming work, but if it's in service of the forest, then we'll do it gladly, Koopo. Hey, I know you. You're the who gave me some of my finest scars. The Coop of the Boogles Guard. No hard feelings over the whole Hail to the King Koopo bit, I hope. Not going to call for a rematch either, in case you're worried about that. Ryo and the other cured us of our tempering. Afterwards sat us down for a stern lecture. No more calling upon good King Muggle the 12th for us. May he ever remain unsummoned in his royal grace and splendor. Indeed. And what better way to make it up for the past indiscretion than to serve the realm? Even now our kin scours every elm of the 12th. It will be remiss not to do our part. We'll be overjoyed to have the heroes such as you helping out as well. If you're willing. Something tells me you have a sharp eye for the taint we seek to cleanse. Can we count on you, Koopo? Hell yeah. Give me that taint. Your reputation for magnanimity is well deserved. Let's begin by moving to higher ground. Now we may survey the area and locate any particular nasty spots of blight. Oh, you were able to make your way up here after all. I so worried you'd be stuck. Apologies for leaving you behind. But it's so easy to forget your kind like swings, Koopo. Now then, where is it? I may have skipped that bit of texting. I had to click on him again. Tainted Sprite. All about that taint. That was some fine work, Koopo. I dare say it's even better in shape than it was before. The other said I was filtering about stamping out carbon, whatever the weirdest it said. If I were the Great One, I would be applauding our efforts. Well, insofar as being without hands can clap, I suppose. I got the tank cleansing Coop de Coop. I did what I could, but I swear, as soon as I finish with one area, two more start manifesting a fresh taint. The force ability to heal itself is waning, and this sickness is spreading too fast for a legion of Moogles to manage. If we don't come up with a better solution soon, the situation is more dire than we imagine, Koopo. Oh, what do we do? We should maintain our efforts to purify the forest regardless. And since there are only so many of us, we must also help the forest to remember how to help itself. A brilliant idea, I think. How do we go about doing that? Well, I was just getting to that part, Koopo. We, I got it. We perform the friending. The friending? One of the cooking Muggle 12, may he shower us with love and compassion and Koopo nuts, is that? If you don't, I can't remember the ancient rite's name. So I chose making something up on the spot, Kupo. But let's forget about that now and move on to the stuff I do remember. It's an old ceremony, first performed with an ancient Credania was but a spark of an idea of a random thought in his founder's head. They knew that if they were to establish a home within the 12 wood, they would first have to entreat the elementals for permission. So a mage in their company found and cleansed a few sources of foul ether, planting saplings in their place, and consecrated the soul with a prayer to show the forest the purity of their intentions. The elementals were so taken with this display that not only did they permit the people selling the forest, but also bestowed upon them their blessings as proof of the new covenant, Kupo. Ah, I remember. The Gridanians still honor the agreement to this day. For every tree that is cut down, a sapling is planted. So, in following the history's example, we can soothe the forest's pain and also nourish it with new life. That's right, Kupo. Oh, but I wasn't finished with the story. Remember the mage who planted those sacred saplings? He was none other than Yoren, sire of Iohokpota, the very first Pajal. From that day forward, the elementals will bless select few hearers with horns, favoring them with their fellowship. The Pajal were exalted by all the peoples of the 12 Wood. Even we Mughals look upon them with awe, and that's how it all began. Something wrong, Kupo? You have a strange look upon your face. Oh, how dreadful, Kupo. Well, what exactly are you saying? So it's this guy, lost his ability and everything. So the man you think may have become Glavian was a Pajal stripped of his blessing. And the blasphemy kills with a poison that manifests symptoms that resemble those of the creeping death. I feel sorry for these, say Asura. To love the elementals, only be shunned by them. He came on too strong. The elementals were like, I don't consent to this. Back away. To be surrounded by the beauty of the Trellswood and know that he was forever an outsider. All for a child's mistake. That despair could easily have caused him to turn. And this poison that preys upon those who bear the Trellswood's blessing, the hearers, just like the creeping death once did. Might it be another manifestation of that despair? That would explain the elementals on East, Kupo. We must redouble our efforts to plant saplings, or they might never speak to us again. Indeed. Very well, first things first. We must gather as many saplings as we can. Hey, wait for us at the gatherer's nest. I make ready for a long back-breaking day. I love Muggles. Welcome back, Gadrell. Do the Mughals have any insight into our problems? Yeah, we need to plan shit. A reenactment of the ceremony which laid the foundation of Gridania. A fitting plan, given the gravity of the threat our nation now faces. As ever, there is much work to be done before we can even begin. While the Mughals gather saplings, we shall continue to scour the trolls with the new beasts that must be purged. Let us pray that the other seat seer regains her strength quickly as well. For now, take a rest, my friend. It is a rare indulgence these days, and one you've earned 1,000 times over. Here's likely the end one. The keeper of the entrance is on the lookout for problems in the distance. Glavian has not been seen since our last encounter. This brief respite may be our best chance to quell the Great One's terror. Make way for the saplings, Kupo! We have plenty of practice cultivating our gardens, so selecting the most robust ones was a simple matter. That was the hardest work, so you can help us with the easy part. If you see a spot of corruption, cleanse the taint and plant the sapling in its place, Kupo. Do it enough times, and the Great One is sure to understand that we're doing all we can to heal the forest, which ought to brighten its mood. We'll see to it that you shroud. You should have no trouble to take care of the rest. Kupo. Your efforts are much appreciated. We'll begin without further delay. I trust you will not object to my company. I dare say healing the forest is one of the tasks for which I'm more qualified than most. Honey, we're back. Other seats here. Are you well enough to leave the city? I should like to think I have been for some time. In any event, Izumi has finally grown tired of my objections and has ceased his attempts to detain me any further. Allow me to be the one to consecrate these saplings. It will be an honor to offer words of thanks to the forest for its bounty. Please do, Kupo. A prayer from the elder Seatsia herself will surely hasten their growth from tiny saplings to a towering tree. Such is my hope. As Joran did before me, I shall approach the Great One in friendship, that it might see through the veil of fear and that blinds it, and remember our covenant. Let us begin by clearing all traces of corruption in the central shroud. Green tier. I sense that the flow of ether has become warped there. Impressive, Kupo. Not even my keen eyes could spot corruption from some distance. I mean, there are some perks to the job. It is but one of my many talents I owe to the elementals. Well then, shall we be on our way? I really like Kane. Hey, more chicos. In gratitude for your boundless blessings, do I offer this gift. May it nourish you as you nourish us. At last, the earth is cleansed. There is a settlement not far from here. We should tell them of this sapling. Bid them watch over and keep it safe from harm. Of course, Elder sits here. I shall relay your words forthwith. It will give the people hope to know that they can aid in the restoration of the 12th Wood. Thank you. And now we must go. The Western Shroud. Maybe? The Silent Arbor. There's something foul impedes the flow of ether. Let us hurry. Is that here or another place? I'll shroud 40 mil. We'll be right back. Just getting some ice for my drink. Right. Erupted water. The injury has begun to heal. Our next destination lies to the north. Near Hurstmill, I believe. It is faint, for we are far from the source. Nevertheless, I am certain it is here. It is there. Come. There's a whole lot of taint there. North Shroud. This one's far away. It is fortunate the corruption here is faint. A simple prayer should suffice to cleanse this soil, after which we may plant the sapling. I sense no other disruptions in the etheric flow, which leads me to believe that the Mughals have already seen to the remainder. Indeed, the 12-foot sighs with contentment I have not felt in a long while. But it will serve to placate the Great One, I cannot say. Not until we visit the Guardian Tree. Excuse me, but you're the elder Sitz here, aren't you? What brings you all the way to our village? Corruption that upset the balance of ether, or that we have since cleansed with players and saplings. Thus has the 12-wood reclaimed a measure of peace. You've been planting trees? We have. The elementals have suffered much of late, and with these offerings we endeavor to raise their spirits. Elder Sitsi, I've got to protest. What are your people's spirits? We who dread every step we must take out of the door. That terrible monster is still out there, preying upon innocent folk without rhyme or reason. And it doesn't strike us there where we stand, its poison will finish the job. I know that you are afraid, that you and yours suffer still. However, this is under the auspices of the elementals that we may call the 12-wood home, and they too cry out for deliverance. Even the Great One quakes with fear for the blasphemy's continued existence. To ignore their plight is to invite greater tragedy for us all. Rest assured, however, that I have not forgotten the needs of the people. We bring comfort to the elementals and renew our sacred ties, that we might enlist the aid of the Great One in combating Gleipnir and the suffocating despair it spreads. And so I pray you continue to put your faith in our guardians, and in me. Would that we could, Elder Sitz, but we've been dealing with death and sickness since before Gleipnir's coming. They say the creeping's death nothing to fear these days, but we know better. One of ours caught it not long ago. We gave her the cure, had plenty on hand, and for a while we thought it would be alright. But by the time we realized it hadn't done a damn thing, it was too late to call for a conjurer. It was a sight for all of us when it happened, but not more so than her husband Stupin. He was beside himself with grief and couldn't blame him. And then came Gleipnir to compound our woes. Stupin. It cannot be. Do you speak of Easura Stupin? Easura? No. Stupin was an odd one. But no one mistaken for Bajal. Stupin wasn't even his real name. That'd be Elenia. But his wife was fond of calling him Stupin for some reason. And they caught on with the rest of us. I see. And what did Elenia look like? Well, I'd say he'd seen no more than 30 summers. Kept to himself. Came and went with nary a word at times. Though after he met his beloved, he became more of a fixture, friendly even. His wife was a sickly lass, but she had spirit. But spirit is not enough to beat the creeping death. Pity we couldn't do anything for her. He had finally made a new life for himself here. Thank you for recounting Elenia's story. Sad though it was, it has helped me better understand how much you have all suffered. I promise that you will have cause to celebrate soon. Until then, I implore you again to replace your faith in the elementals and in me. Together we shall overcome this crisis. Okay, we'll do it for now, but they don't seem entirely convinced. Who can blame them, really? Despite what he said, I am certain this Elenia was Easura Stupin. To think that he was living so close by for all these years, searching for new purpose and finding true love, only to be robbed of that fulfillment too. Were he still a Bajal empowered by the elementals, could he have saved her? He would have dwelt on the question, night after sleepless night. I know I would have. Mayhap in the end he came to blame the elementals for his helplessness, for her death, and in despair was consumed. Aye, the animosity would linger, endure, and in vengeance would Gleipnir find its final purpose. We have done all we can to show the Great One the purity of our intent. Let us hope that we will be accepted as friends. I'm doing some amazing reading tonight. Mistaking words, mumbling. go. Look at that beautiful little marble. Aren't you a cutie? Aren't you a cutie? It's a being green mother from outer space. The fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Our supplications cannot have escaped the Great One's notice. May it be enough to receive an audience. May it be. O Great One, may I abide ever beneath your boughs, embraced by your compassion, grace, and wisdom. But still the fear within your heart, and know that I am your faithful servant. Just don't say, hey girl, we'll chill. Oh, feeling. Passing corruption. Refreshed. Renewed green. Flesh restored. Child of child. Covenant honored. Friend. Friendship. Peace. Worked. The Great One speaks through the elder seats here. We were right to follow Jordan's example. Profanity spawn, despair's orphan, sadness and anger. Sadness, death's prayer, one and all. Poison potent, wounds unmending, withering bark, no strength to share. After all we've done, you deny us. After all the elder Seatseer has endured, she has pledged herself to you, devoted her life to the 12th wood. The people cried for salvation and she answered. The elementals cried out for deliverance and she answered. Only you can help us now. If you do not, then we are lost. She is lost. Please, I beg you. We beg you. What are you doing here? We've been depending on the Seatseer all our lives. Blaming them, Seatseers. Blaming them whenever something goes wrong without ever considering what we might do ourselves. Aye, but no longer. The elder Seatseer has gone to incredible lengths for her people. And so our people have come to return the favor. If her plea alone is not convincing enough, then we will raise our voices in support. We couldn't let them make the journey without protection. That, and we couldn't let them put us to shame. We too have come to stand with the elder Seatseer and beseech the Great One for aid. We all want the same thing, don't we? Peace restored to the forest, so please, share what you can, however little. Do not forsake us. Do not forsake her. Ane, covenant child, walks with man, with elemental, keeper of ancient faith, unbroken, cannot, will not break faith. To man render up flesh. Then you agree to help us. Flesh branches. Take and join to oldest elders. Renew bond as one stir. Raise up to heaven. Covenant symbol. Our staff. All join. All bloom. All peace. My duty weighed heavy on my heart. So heavy that at times I scarce remembered to breathe. For days and nights I worried I would be found wanting. But by your faith and trust is the path forward being revealed to us. You came hither, united in purpose, and bared your hearts before the Great One. Gridania, is forever in your debt. May I rely on you once more? I bid you take these branches to every corner of the 12th wood and join them to the eldest trees, that we might finally win free of this despair. It shall be done, eldest sits here. We swear it. Once the trees have been bound together in spirit, I shall carry out the Great One's final instruction and cast its cleansing power all across the 12th wood. Yet I must remind you, my friends, that Glaimnir still stalks the forest. It will not remain idle. It will attempt to stop us. Go with hope in your hearts, but do not lose sight of the danger. That was a beautiful moment. I really am enjoying these role quests. One quest to go, I'm guessing. The level 90 quest. I admit, for a moment, I thought it wouldn't work. But the other seats here move not only the heart of the people, but that of the forest itself. Dude, you are so madly in love with this woman. It is so obvious. The final task appears to be a bit more complicated than the Great One made it sound. And so she must scour the ancient texts before the time comes and consult with the Seatseer Council to make sure all goes according to plan. It's just as well. We still need to wait until the others have joined the Great One's branches to the many ancient trees scattered throughout the Great Wood. 12th wood. Then, of course, there is the matter of Glaimnir. He will not go peacefully as we work to hasten his demise. When he comes, we must be ready. Keeper of the Entrance Serpents is pleased to see you. Impeccable timing, just seconds after we spoke. As always, Gadrell, but moments ago, the other Seedseer sent word to go fetch you. She's already on her way and will explain everything herself when she arrives. Oh, Canacena. The children of the 12th foot, both Moogle and man alike, have sallied forth, branches in hand, to the far reaches of the forest. Soon their task shall be completed. Though the shadow of death yet looms large, they do not allow despair into their hearts. They hold fast to their faith in a brighter future. We shall see that their hope rewarded, and by the grace of the elementals, consign these grim days to memory. We need only succeed in summoning the Ermine Hedge. You may recall that the Great One's words were muddled and esoteric. I believe it was an instruction to carry out this esoteric ceremony in order to expunge the corruption befouling the forest, that the once-tainted earth may begin to mend. For you see, when the Ermine Hedge was last was formed, it was to protect the 12th foot from threats without. The Great One acted as a guardian, embracing the woods to shield them as a father would his child. On this occasion, however, we will come upon them to nourish and revitalize, as a mother nurses her child to make them strong against sickness. In channeling the power of the elementals in this way, we can stem the spread of Gleipnir's poison, and the scars of its passing will finally heal. At least, that was what the Great One intended to say, I believe. The Seedseer Council agrees with my interpretation and has permitted me to perform the ceremony. I'll back you up. I have in my possession a single branch, the final one to be attached to the eldest tree of the 12th foot. For all that you have done to aid us thus far, I ask you to accept this honor. Who better to set the final stone in this new foundation for everlasting peace? You who have sacrificed so much for the sake of others. If we had even a sliver of your courage, we could move mountains. You can count on me. Thank you, my friend. We will find the tree of which I spoke in front of the Leatherworkers Guild. Let us depart. Ah, my other alma mater, the first job I ever did, the first cat crafting job I ever had, leatherworker. Look to the boughs above, and you will see a spot where the bark has been discolored by age and the elements. There you must affix the branch. You ascend the ancient trunk and affix the branch of the guardian tree to the weathered bark as directed by the elder Seedseer. You are quite the climber, and with that, all preparations are now complete. Let us return to the guardian tree, and with the aid of the Great One, deliver salvation to the whole of the 12th foot. I always forget what this is. Bird in hand. Let's get ready to rumble. If it is truly Yasura's lingering resentment for the elementals that drives the blasphemy, then it would surely come. For the sake of the man he was, I must try to appeal to his reason. But should I fail, then we have no recourse but the fight. Regardless, this day we shall bid farewell to Gleipnir. Let's do it. Let's get ready to rumble! Through the branch of the guardian tree, the 12 will become as one. In summoning the ermine hedge, every elm of these sacred lands will be imbued with the Great One's nourishing ether. The forest will be empowered to heal itself, to break free of Gleipnir's despair. The ceremony is complex and delicate, and I must maintain focus. I trust you will do what is necessary to see that I am not interrupted. Gleipnir comes. Defend the elder seats here. Blasphemy. Gleipnir. Such a cool design. Are the elementals so deserving of your scorn? Do you hate me too for my horns? I knew a boy once, a boy who called them gifts, symbols of the blessings he resolved to share with the world. Yet the beast before me now brings not but misery and death, marks its victims with chains to bind and condemn, to share in its suffering. I was not there for you then, but I am here for you now, to unmake what you have become. I shall begin the ceremony. Stand fast and remember what we fight for. That looks like Yuna's dance from Final Fantasy X. Don't worry, Connie. I took care of this. Whoa. You got to turn on tank stance. have interject on my bar. Why? I don't know why, but I didn't. Let's try it again. Normal. Let's skip. Already did have it, but forgot it was there because interrupt was coming to play so little. There we go. That's the stuff. is done. Down for the count. Woo! Through sacred soil and azure skies, may your compassion flow and swell to banish the darkness. Receding terror, blissful quiet, blessing, covenant preserved, now and always, child of child, honor and gratitude unending. For me as well, honor and gratitude unending. We couldn't have overcome the blasphemy without your aid. In your everlasting grace, I pray you continue to guide we children of the forest. In your boundless mercy, I pray you forgive the lost and forsaken who succumb to despair. You, my dear Asura, I promise that I'll never forget your words of wisdom. Ours is indeed a gift and a blessing, and a duty to our people I will uphold. Until my final breath, this I swear. The great cleansing could not have succeeded without you. The blight has been purged, and the blasphemous beast which bore it laid low. The sacred wood that once held its breath in fear now breathes a long sigh of relief. I must return to Gridania and my regular duties as Elder Seatseer. But I should be glad if you could call upon me there. That is, if I may impose upon you one final time. Thank you. I promise not to detain you at length. Let us meet again at the Lotus Stand. To Gridania! Conjurer's Guild. The Elder Seatseer awaits you within. Shall I escort you to her? Proceed to Lothsen. Yes, of course. Let's see what Canacena wants from us right now. The Great One's ether flows all through the 12th wood, purging the last vestiges of Gleipnir's poison. The surviving wounded are no longer in danger and have begun to recover at long last. That is awesome. Hey! Upo! We have much cause to rejoice, in no small part because of you, my friend. On behalf of Gridania and myself, allow me to thank you yet again for your tireless efforts in bringing Gleipnir to heel. You went above and beyond the call of duty for the sake of our people and their homeland. You were inspiring to behold, and not for the first time, I must say. I just do what I do, man. Forgive me, Elder Sitseer, but with this crisis behind us, I would suggest a new course of action. Oh, and what would that be? Rest. In all our time together, I have never seen you so hard pressed. Surely you are weary and could benefit from a brief respite. I appreciate your concern, my friend, but I cannot, will not. One day perhaps, but not this day. But Elder Sitseer, recent events have given me cause to reflect upon my past, upon lessons that I once thought I had taken to heart. When I did not yet understand the duty with which I had been entrusted, when these horns of mine were but chains binding me to a destiny I did not choose, it was Easura who taught me to appreciate the gift I'd been given. Had it not been there to help me keep to the proper path, where would my errant feet have taken me instead? He was perhaps the first, but he would not be the last. My brother and sister and countless other kind souls, through their words and their support, have also helped me to continue to find a way forward, even when I thought there was none. It's by opening our hearts to one another we, in turn, open new paths, that we can conceive of greater opportunities and brighten futures. All who live within Gridania are deserving of these gifts, and so I must always be there for them, that together we may journey in safety through the darkest night. Not tempted to live in the wild and free like an adventurer? And it's not without its appeal. I recall fondly the few occasions I traveled beyond. Our time together in the churning mists left a lasting impression. If ever there came a time where I need no longer serve as Elder Sitseer, I should like very much to accompany you on another adventure. Anytime, Canis, Anna, anytime. Regardless of what the future has in store, my present course is clear. So as long as we Pajal serve as a bridge between man and elemental, Gridania can weather any storm. And so I will continue to walk hand in hand with my people and my patrons, along a path that we discovered together. It's a tough gig. Well, the blasphemy is no more. There are still administrative matters to resolve. If it's not too much to ask, could you bring word of these recent events to the delegate at Razdahan? Yeah, I'll do it. It has been an honor and a pleasure, my friend. May the elementals watch over and keep you. My dude, what is your name? Your name cannot be Keeper of the Entrance Serpents. What is your name? Anyway. There's petitions to give the guy a name. That is so good. The man deserves a name. Welcome back. I pray you have brought glad tidings. Yeah, we did some really cool stuff over there. Gleipnir is slain. You've brought joy to me on an otherwise uneventful day. Of course, I complete faith in your success, and have begun to worry ever so slightly when you did not return as quickly as I anticipated. I shall report your success to the envoys at once. If we have further need of you, I pray you will answer our call. More than death. Time to become a white mage. Ugh. I am not comfortable with this. But for now, let's go to Yellow Mat and do some tribal quests. That's going to be some easy free experience. And from there, we can see about doing a bit of a roulette. See... Oh, God. See what is in store for us. And... over here, over there, over everywhere. I am so not confident in this healing business. All my friends are online. That's such a nice music. Okay, so now it's Yellow Mat again. Oh, I am dreading this whole affair. I've never been a good healer. Ever. Never been my thing. Oh, so I'm very worried. Mostly in the sense that I do not want to do badly and kind of give other people a bad time. But from what I gather, White Mage is fairly easy. one more destination. Darling Defender. How are we looking in this? Leveling is looking for a healer, which means I'm gonna get a whole lot of experience. Trials, no way in hell. Not yet. I am not confident in that. I would need to have another healer to hard carry me. Leveling, I can give a try. You know, I can give that a go. Fly, my horsey, fly. I am... Oh, gods. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I mean, it's just an instance, just a dungeon. I'm just giving this a go. You know, worst is I bow out or whatever, but still, not a fan. Ooh, still not enough for the next stage of the tribal story. Okay, let's do it. Oh, this has changed now. So let's do it. The configuration. Wish me luck. So far, so good. everything that's going on. Okay, that was decent. Decent enough. Let's see how next goes. I'm getting the hang of keeping track of everything. Not too bad, not too shabby. At least so far. I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of it. Still a long way to go before I do any... Before I do any trials and such. Awesome. Woo. Oh, nice. that was interesting. That was very interesting for my first ever like actual healing thing. If you're wondering, I boosted this character, like this job, I boosted it up to 80 because I really didn't want to do it thing, and at the time I needed the, let's call it 500k guild that came with a boost. And yeah, I never played healer until now. But kind of dig it. It's very different experience, but not bad. Don't know if white mage is the thing for me though. But so far, you know, it's the only one I have, so I'll keep with it for now. We go back to Razahan, take care of my retainers, and leave it there for tonight. Some repairs done. By tomorrow, I'll be level 81 with White Mage, and we'll continue from there. I think I'll likely do some of the stuff outside of the raid. Sorry, outside of stream, just to take care of some of the major leveling. And at least until I'm level 87-ish, and then kick off the healer's quest, or just wait until 89 like I did with the monk, considering that those quests don't really give much in the way of experience. Hey. Yeah, close to another million. I'm hoping to be able to buy a house in the next few months with by making money. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me for tonight. Thank you all for joining me, and it'll be White Mage from now on, maybe some Bard. I do need to level Bard as well, so probably I'll do one of the two tomorrow. Probably White Mage, because I want to focus on one job and try to get it, you know, not only get it higher level, but also get used to it and using it until I'm confident enough to just move past dungeons and also do trials. Took me a while with the monk because I didn't really get the how to weave in all the combos, but gonna get used to the White Mage soon, and then, you know, sky's the limit. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.